Survivor Season 50, Episode 8 in the books, and a legend goes home. We'll talk all about it, break it down. Manchild Show with Boy Green Digital Live. Survivor Recap Show starts right now. All right, let's break it down, Boy Green. A lot to get into on this episode. Let's start.
Whoa, hey, my pizza guy. What's going on?
Will woke up with a crab right on his chest. It was so funny. We caught it and ate it.
Oh, I think Coach and Chrissy got shot out of a volcano in this one. Oh, my goodness. Double elimination, double the fun. Duos challenge. A lot to talk about in this episode. And the legend I'm talking about, of course, is the Dragon Slayer. Goes home after playing coy, after going zen in this episode. It's the man-child, Jim Lurch. You see him right there, Paul Boy Green Esden Jr., and the third member of our crew. He joins us every week to break down Survivor. Was on the island himself, the Cop from Boston, coming back from a little party there in Boston with some Survivor peeps. The one, the only, Bret LaBelle. What's up, Bret? How are you?
What's up, guys? Yeah, good time. I was with Bryce and Wendell, but I had to get out of there early because if you stay late, it can be a long night. So I had to get out of there.
All right. Well, we're glad to rescue you.
Good time.
Always good. All right.
Horrible. I did not like this episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me neither. And I got some
I did not love
Me
this
either.
episode. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
guys.
Well, we're all in agreement. Okay. Boy Green, you go first this time. What is it? What's your problem here?
I gotta say right now, I'm gonna go out there and say this. There's no way the fans voted for that. No way.
Yes. And I don't know if any of you caught it, but so they do this double thing. We'll explain it on the show for anyone who missed it, and we'll catch it all up. But by the way, spoiler
Boy
alert.
Green. Boy Green's got some blood.
Double blood.
See, that's it.
Double
That's
blood.
it. Yeah. So we'll hear it, but if, like I said, I don't know how many people heard it, but so they do the double challenge, which puts all these people at risk. And then as they're coming back to camp and just sort of throwing their stuff aside, like when you get in the house after a long day, kick your shoes off. Christian's like, there's no way the fans voted for that. He had that as a mic'd up thing, which was funny. But obviously, the reason why I didn't love the episode is Dragon Slayer goes home. The dragon is slain, and they like shoved a muzzle in his mouth and said, hey, buddy, try to cut out the haikus, cut out all your crap and just lay on the hammock and shut up. And unfortunately, that wasn't enough as Coach goes home. Chrissy, of course, goes home.
And ask you about that, Bret, because to me, in Survivor, okay, you just never go dormant, other than if you're Tony Spy Shacking it up. Like I was like, then you know what Coach should have been? He should have been in the Spy Shack, not in the hammock, okay, whispering haikus to himself. Because when you desocialize, you let the other mice play. And if you're not hearing things, if you're not catching things, if you're not looking at body language, ooh, look at who's gathering over there. What's that trio doing together? You're not playing the game in a way that keeps yourself out of danger. And I think that was part of Coach's demise tonight. Let's talk about that.
Oh, definitely. I think that Chrissy was wrong to shut him up. Like, stop it. Like,
Totally.
Coach's been playing a lot longer than Chrissy, and he's played more times. He knows how to get through a vote. But my whole thing is, there's no way the fans voted for this. What fan votes for a couple of people getting voted out at the same time? This is bullshit. This is Jeff's idea, and he put it through because nobody wants this to happen. That was awful tonight. There was tons of twosomes I would have rather seen go home than these two.
And the idea, although it didn't come to fruition, that a single idol could save two people. I did not like that idea either, that if one of the two had an idol, that suddenly the whole group was essentially off the plate. I didn't like that either.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
No, that's not fair. That's not fair either, right?
Yeah, I'll jump in to say, when this started, right? So you don't have the information. So we have 13 people pre-challenge, 13 people at camp, and they get a little note off a boat that says, hey, split yourselves up whatever way. Again, they try to, in theory, make as few rules as possible so you, the community, decide how you're going to split them up. You have 13 people split up into 6 pairs of 2. One person will be left out. And you don't know if that 13th person is that good? Is that bad? Is that person immediately eliminated? Is it some good exile island thing? So you don't know that. But interestingly, 3 people volunteered to say, hey, I'll throw my name in that random ring. Devens, Suri, and Chrissy were all like, yeah, sure, I'll be that random person. And they've been doing this a lot where they draw your knowledge, or not knowledge is power, shot in the dark. Your shot in the dark dice as your name on it, and they draw it, and that ends up being the person. So it ends up being Suri. But they ended up splitting up their combo platter at camp, and they did it in an interesting way. Sometimes we've seen people just draw rocks. There's just sort of this dating game, like you're at one of those singles nights and you're rotating every 5 minutes trying to find out what the right compliments were that they got this group. And I'll tell you guys, when Coach and Chrissy ended up being the pair, I thought I was someone who had Dragon Slayer. So, oh, thank goodness. With all due respect to Chrissy, on this season, she's been very inconsequential. She's been just off the grid. So I said, wow, Dragon Slayer's not going to have the pressure of if you have a Jonathan or you have someone on there and someone's like, ooh, there's an opportunity here to whack 2 really intriguing people that have influence. In this particular case was for Chrissy. So I thought initially he was safer. I didn't feel great about the immunity challenge aspect. I didn't know if Chrissy and Dragon Slayer were going to be knocking people over to win immunity, but I said, oh, they're going to be off the radar. And obviously I was wrong. Yeah.
You got any thoughts on that?
I was at a, so yeah, can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yeah, we were just having a little hiccup there. But
yeah, I think there's a big delay. So no, just go ahead, Brett. We'll try not to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. No, that's fine. So at a watch party, you miss a lot of what's going on. What did Suri win? I saw her win the coconut. Could she save somebody, or what was that?
Yeah,
no,
so let's explain
this. Let me get into this because this is my pet peeve, Boy Green. This is my spot on this one. I'm taking this one, all right, because I was upset about this. So Suri gets sent off to exile, all right? And the thought here is, okay, we saw this earlier in the season where Ozzy and Emily were off there, and they didn't have any
Rizzo.
vote. It was Rizzo, thank you. And they come back the next day, and then they find out everything that's happened. And it seemed the way this thing was laying out that was going to be the case. So she gets sent off to exile, and when she gets
immune.
there, and she's immune. He mentions that too before she goes off. She cannot be voted out, and she's headed off to exile.
I remember that. I heard that. Yeah.
She shows up at exile, and there's the challenge thing is there, and the challenge says there's 4,000 coconuts, or was it 2,000? 2,000 coconuts on the beach. If you can find the one with the phoenix on it, okay, you can get back to camp, and you can vote in tribal tonight. All right. And then
if you don't,
and it
real
was the
quick.
Egg timer,
right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And yeah, just to explain that other side of it, if she was unable to find said coconut, she's still immune, but she's sleeping at Exile Island, and she'll have no idea. She can't attend tribal.
Voting,
she's
not socialized.
Right. Same thing as Ozzy and Rizzo. They will just find out whenever they come back. Whoa, what the hell happened? So yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, and here's what ticked me off, Brett, that I wanted to get into, and you can discuss this whole thing. But what ticked me off is that, in my opinion, they made the challenge relatively easy for Suri. All right. She wasn't doing well. She's not really very physically fit, as we know. Okay. She stays out of almost every challenge. She was trying to do her thing, and she was working up a sweat and doing what she could do, but she was moving very, very slowly. Then she even sat down for a while because she was completely out of breath and kind of was meditating to catch her breath again. Then she gave the old, learn from Survivor, you can't quit kind of thing. And then she trudges on, and the next thing you know, she finds it. We're not even getting a chance to see where the egg timer is during any of this. And then not building any drama, she just finds it. And then it's like a miracle. And then she just gets right on a boat with the coconut, goes right back to camp, and now she's part of everything. Not only is she voting, but she sways everybody who is going a different direction. Ozzy, of course, who's such a terrible strategy person, is going to vote for Devens. Everybody's going that direction until Suri comes back and literally moves the vote completely onto Coach. So I didn't like it. I didn't like that she came back. I didn't like they made that easy. I just thought it kind of messed up the whole episode in a lot of ways. But give me your thoughts.
Well, I liked the scene because my friend Zeke was on it. They had a nice cameo from my buddy Zeke from my season. So I did like it for that. But no, anytime, although I will say, it's so funny how I was watching, I just started laughing. Like, Suri decides, hey, listen, I'm not really good at challenges. I'm going to sit this one out and everything. And she gets through. Like, she just always gets through. And that's, I actually, I know you love
Suri. You love her.
I do, because I've met her, And I know like how she gets far because she's such a likable person. She's just
She is.
easy to talk to, sweet, nice. You're with her for 5 minutes and you love her. And it's just like that's why she gets further in the game. Now, did she get a lot of power this time? Yeah, she did. But has she had a lot of power in the past? No, So
Okay.
I don't know.
No big deal.
I
to you.
just
Okay.
my problem with this whole thing was the two people. Like, why are we losing? Like you could get paired with the worst person, and you have no choice, and now you're going home. I just didn't like it. I don't like anything like that where you can get screwed because of something that's totally out of your hands.
Right. Well, this is just going back to like what I say when they're drawing things and just it
Yeah.
turns into random tribes and then it completely messes up everything you've worked for. Go ahead, BG. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and this
Yeah.
was all Jeff. This was all Jeff.
Yeah, right. He says this is for the
Despite
fans.
this is the fans. It's all about the fans. The
No,
fans are doing-
63,
I guarantee the fans
63%.
vote for this. I guarantee the vote. What fan is going to vote for two people that get screwed by? No, that's ridiculous.
Well, the thing I'll say is, and we'll say this every time it happens.
Show me the votes, Jeff. Show me the votes.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll have to keep doing the math because I was never good at math. So we'll figure it out with how many days are left and how many more times we're going to have to get unique eliminations, right? Blood Moon, 3 people go home. This time, double. Obviously, that had to happen with 24 castaways, 26 days. The math just didn't math. Sometimes this would have had to happen eventually here. But I'm curious because I know Dalton Ross is a good buddy of yours, Bret, and he loved this twist of the double. And he gave all these reasons on Twitter, and I was reading it in his recap episode immediately after the show. And he said, here's why he loved the Survivor pairing. It opened up fantastic strategic avenues. It complicated rooting interest both for players and fans with these two and how they were figured out. It wasn't by random rock draw. They had this weird dating thing where they sort of figured it out. Smart players know to manage risk by not teaming up with an ally, but you still have a full tribe vote. No random rock draws, which, Brett, I'm not sure if you're a fan or not a fan of based on your previous experience of killing it and clearly doing it for yourself. But he just loved all the twist of it that we've never had it where you're voting for pairs or pairs could be safe with idle play. As we saw tonight, we'll get into Devens a little bit later, that he liked this pair thing and thought it was unique and it brought different creative strategic things that maybe we haven't seen before. Did that beautiful, eloquent pitch change you at all, Brett?
No, and I do love Dalton, but he is a super fan. So I mean,
sure.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the fans did like it, but I just can't see that. Like I think, there's going to be Chrissy fans they're going to blame Coach. There's going to be Coach fans that are going to blame Chrissy. I don't know. I don't love the pairing thing. Like I feel like one person's getting screwed over the other person.
Coach, you were at this party tonight, one of the Wendell parties, and you mentioned that Aubrey was there, who's on this season and is still alive here very much. Can any of the contestants
She's great,
like Aubrey?
I love Aubrey. She's awesome.
Can someone like Aubrey? I know they can't obviously reveal what happened, but can Aubrey say, to you, at this bar watching, I hated that challenge too, or I really didn't think that like, can they talk at all about things that have gone on the season without, the reveal things that obviously.
No, they can't. They're not supposed to. They can't even announce that she was there. So on the
poster, right? Yeah,
you can't
publicize. It was two question marks, and one was Charlie, and one was her. And listen. As a former player, I know what they can say and what they can't say. I don't even go there. I don't ask them. I don't put them in a bad position. Right. I'm sure there's other players and fans that do, and I'm sure that they handle it the way they handle it. But I would never put them in that position. And to be honest with you, I never want to be spoiled because I love the show so much, and I've been a fan since the second season. So I don't want to know. I want to watch it organically and have a good time. So
yeah, which by the way, just real quick on that, and I try to stay away from it. I never tried to pursue it in the past, same as you, Brett. I want to watch the season organically, and us have our fantasy draft and all have fun as we're watching. I don't want to know nothing, but apparently people keep telling me there's all kinds of crazy spoilers out there. And I tried to avoid it. I have no idea. I guess I'll go back and watch it now. Is that Dragon Slayer dropped some weird video somewhere over the last week and a half or 2 weeks on social media, and he says, "I know all the spoilers are out there," and then I'm like, "Whoa, nope, I don't know what the hell he's going to say." Yeah. I tried to run away from it, so maybe it has something to do with what just transpired. So yeah, that sucks. And good on you, Brett. Like to be honest. you don't want to know, and you don't want to put your fellow, you guys are a fraternity forever, your brothers and sisters that played Survivor here. You don't want to put them in an awkward position of trying to say, hey, okay, but what really happened? And that if any fans out there do that, like, why do you want to know? Watch the show, man. Isn't that why we do all this?
It's not fun to watch if you know what's going to happen, because you're just going, oh, fuck, screw it,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, this all kind
but
of
most of them.
Yeah. Go ahead, Brett. It's okay.
I was just gonna say most of them know that. I mean, we just don't discuss it. If someone's airing, you just don't discuss that stuff. That's all.
Yeah, I get you. So now with this vote, again, another thing I don't like about the way this went down, aside from we're losing, of course, the very entertaining coach, is now the middle is back to life. Players like Tiffany, Aubrey, Emily, who I'm dying to get off
Devens, Christian.
Evans, Christian. Now they had it right. There was the middle.
Yeah, who was it? Emily,
and kind of broken alliance, but held together for the last vote. Could do it one more time, get two of the middle out, and now at least those two groups ultimately, which are bound to split, would have control of the game. But instead, the middle is very much alive again, and Christian and company might be able to rally the middle if Emily doesn't screw the whole thing up, which I'm sure she will.
Yeah, I was rooting for Emily and Rizzo or Joe and Tiff to go. Like, I was like, yeah. I mean, they're just, first of all, they're not getting a good edit. Like, those would have been two perfect people to go. Coach actually was getting a good edit, and I thought, he's, as you guys know, I love watching him. He's so much fun to watch, and Chrissy, I love Chrissy. I would have she didn't really get a great edit on the season, but I mean, she's fun to watch, so I'm bummed out by it, but
we'll see. Sure. I thought Chrissy was going to do a lot better. To be honest, I thought of her somewhat favorably when we were doing the fantasy draft. It didn't end up working out with the people that we ended up taking, but I had a lot of respect for Chrissy, how she played the last time out. And unfortunately, on this run, it just, maybe she'll feel the same way as she's doing exit interviews and everything this week, that it just didn't deliver in that same way. All right, Brett, I need you to judge this. I need you to grade this. So we got a little bit of an egg that was planted earlier in the season, right? Devens and Christian come up with this whole plan. We're going to hide and idle at Tribal Council, and I know your buddy Adam has tried it in the past. I'm going to play the podium. I'm going to play that as an idol, Jeff. So we've had some craziness as far as
embarrassing and cringy was that.
But we've never had like an actual idol hidden at camp, and I've heard Jeff talk about it in the past, because they don't. If they open that Pandora's box, they want people like ripping down things that and destroying the set and stuff. So they said they didn't want to do that. But despite that, Devens had this execution where he's like, I had this, clue, but I haven't gotten a chance to use it until now. And he like skips past it. People are like, what the hell's going on? He flips a rock, grabs it. It's like, ah! And then like some people are like, what? Did he just get an idol? And then Rizzo's like, oh my goodness, how did we not see that? And so there's like this illusion of like, is there really an idol? How did we not see this? What happened? And there's a few layers I want to get to here, Brett. But the first things first, I want you to sort of rate it or grade it, because we have this, again, this seed that was planted at the beginning of the season. Is this going to be a big thing? Is it ever going to be a thing? The fact that Survivor even showed us that it happened and Christian did the fake fall and everything, like it, I don't think they would have shown that if it never meant something later. So how did it deliver? I don't know what your expectations were when this whole thing was planted way back when, and then how it was ultimately executed. Brett, we need you to grade it. We need you to rate it.
I'm rating it an 8. And here's why. Because the one thing I do know about Survivor, and Boy Green, you kind of nailed it with your little speech there, which, very long speech, but nonetheless, it was good. They would not have shown it, because if that doesn't come to fruition, all that other shit would have gotten cut. It just would have.
Right.
So I actually enjoyed it.
Okay.
Did I have Adam Klein? Did he ever sit in for me with you guys?
No, we've never had that.
That's going to happen. I'm going to make sure that
cool.
happens.
Oh, great.
Because I'll tell you right now, Adam Klein, that was the cringiest moment on Survivor when he played the podium. And I love the kid, and he's fantastic.
So how does he handle it when that gets brought up? Is he like, geez, I'm an idiot? Or what does he do?
Adam won season 32.
Well, I guess that's true. I guess that makes it sting a little less.
Right. Yeah. He can do whatever he wants.
Right, I guess that's true.
But I was like, dude, what was that, But I think because that was such a big scene, as crazy as that was,
Right.
that put a lot of people say, why have they never hidden something at
It's
Tribal?
true.
I think it went through my mind. It went through a bunch of people's mind. So I think Devens actually hit on something because I think people bought it. I think people said, wait a minute. They've never hidden something at Tribal. You know,
Why not
and
in
they
50?
remember Adam
Season
Klein.
50, right?
Yeah. And they're
You're
like,
gonna
wait
break
a
it.
minute,
You're gonna break
maybe
it, yeah.
So I think it saved Devens. I honestly do. I really do.
I do too.
Well,
I was
I think
texting.
votes were changed. I do think votes were changed. Absolutely.
And that's what I told Lurch. Even if whether you believe it or not, it's all perception. You can't rule it out 100%. Like even if it's 1%, there's a little voice in the back of your head. You're like, oh, I mean, it could be real. So like that's all the illusion he needed. And when you have a crazy twist like this, where two people are going home for Devens, I think more than ever, it's Survive and Advance. It's the March Madness tournament in Survivor Land. Survive tonight, and your world can change tomorrow. Yeah. Again, we're already all merged, but like there's crazy stuff that could happen.
That's a scary situation. You're attached to somebody. Mm-hmm. You don't know where they're sitting. You've been playing your game.
Right.
He played it. I thought it was brilliant. I think it actually worked. I really think it saved him, you know, and I think he played it perfectly. So I loved it.
I give him credit for I love edit. You know, Survivor, we can complain and say all kinds of things. That's what the show's about. We can compliment them and complain. I love that, you know, Devens is like, hey, you know, so we get him back at camp. I'm only going to use it if it is absolute desperation mode. And then, you know, Tribal's going on. And then also they cut to a camera of Devens and he hears like a little voice in his head. And then like the audio starts messing around. Like it's almost like Schmeagol, yeah, get that idol over there. It's under the rock. And he's like, damn it, I'm doing it. I'm running over and doing it. So shout out to Survivor on the edit. That was awesome.
No, that was great.
Continues to do this stuff is crazy. It's just so crazy.
Yeah, but I think it worked, and I think
Sami Gamer.
I think he hid that there, thinking someone else would find it and try to use it. I don't think, and I think he said, "Oh, wait a minute, I could use this tonight to save us." Yeah.
See, that's what Lurch was saying earlier this season. He thought that like someone else, like
someone else,
like he sort of set somebody else up. I thought it was the opposite. I thought if I'm Devens, it's the break the glass for the fire extinguisher, and maybe again, basically what ended up happening tonight was what I thought could happen is that you just cast doubt potentially.
Lurch, I'm throwing a bullshit flag right now.
Okay.
So after the fact, Boy Green is saying that he knew that. Come on, stop
Lurch, you're going to back me up? Are you going to back me up? Did I say that to you earlier this season?
He did say it to me earlier this season.
Okay, all right. So Lurch
saved BS flag. I backed him up. He did because I said, "Man, what is he?" So the plan is someone else finds this. Why is anyone else even going to find it? It seems kind of crazy, but I guess that's what his plan is. This seems kind of stupid. While it's smart,
I did not think he was going to do it for himself.
I didn't think he was going to use it as a break glass thing. That was.
I think he wanted.
But again,
yeah.
I thought
Stop it. See, Lurch, next time just go with me.
See,
I thought for sure he was putting it so he was gonna get a chuckle out of somebody trying to play it or see it or something. But
which you see all the time, right? You see all the time. People get...
I didn't know. I love how it all played out. I really do. I really enjoyed that tonight. I thought that was one of the best parts of the episode. You know,
it was nice though. I don't know how loud it was where you were, Brett, but it was nice that it seemed, again, edits are edits, but we heard some dialogue from some of these veteran players, many of whom have played multiple times. Is that real? One group was asking Devens to show it to him, and he wouldn't do it, you know?
Yeah.
So at least finally, you know, this group of what is supposed to be smart players, veteran players who have been
some skepticism
around the block, were actually questioning what Devens did there, because that was highly unusual, really strange. How did you know to go right there and grab it? Like, it was just so quick. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
I was like,
here's
anyone out this guy, for crying out loud? He's one of the biggest connivers in Survivor history. He's Mr. Find an Idol, Fake an Idol. I mean, his whole season, he revealed his character. You're not going to question his character. What are you doing out there? Come on, people.
No, I agree with you, Lurch. But if you play it right, and he did play it right, it's enough to people to go, I'm not throwing votes there because I'm going to lose them.
I'm going to lose them.
Right.
It's me or these people. I'm going with these people. So I really think it was enough for him to get himself through. It was brilliant. You know?
Okay, so let's see if we agree with this. Sami Gamer, which, by the way, great to have you back here on the Survivor recap show with myself, Manchild, and Bret LaBelle, former Survivor Castaway, season 33, Millennials versus Gen X. I think Rick's move tonight, is Sami Gamer saying this, I think Rick's move tonight is a top 5 moment in the new era, which would be 41 and on. That was wild. I thought it was, I'm not sure if I go top 5 yet. Maybe I need to marinate on it. Maybe I need to just sort of, because we're so prisoner of the moment right now. I thought it was pretty cool and dramatic, and I'm glad that they did it. Good for Devens and Christian to sort of come up with this cockamamie scheme here. Very nice.
See how it changes the game. And we can maybe decide whether it was a top 5 moment.
Right. Does he end up winning or something? Sure. Right. Yeah.
Feels like it got Devens back in here. The middle is
no
there's
doubt.
a swell in the middle, right? There's a swell.
What's the other 4 events that he's? What's the other 4 moments?
Yeah, Sami. Yeah. What are your other top events of the new era? Something would have to be. Now we're just going off of memory, but the Cody Jesse thing, where Jesse stabs Cody in the back, he takes his idol and says, "Hey man, it's all going to be cool," and somehow he convinced him to do it. And then they have this moment where they're staring at each other. You're like, is he about to punch him in the face after voting his brother and friend out? And then they do this embrace hug and said, like, "You got me." And there's like this respect thing. So that would be up there for sure. But yeah, I'd have to go back through. That's one off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I don't remember who Cody was.
Yeah. Brett's not a big fan of the new era. We know this.
I don't remember these people. They're not memorable.
Right. That's the thing. Is the characters themselves, a lot of them are not that memorable. It's very true. A lot of them are not.
Tiffany, I didn't remember who Tiffany was. All of a sudden she shows up again. I'm like, okay, I know who she is, but it's like she didn't play that great.
She didn't blow you away in her season. Me neither.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the story?
And I don't remember
Brett,
Cody. I don't.
So, Brett, speaking of Tiff real quick, so a few people end up owning up to it, including, unfortunately, Dragon Slayer, where he pulls her over and says, yeah, well, sure, I voted for you, but it was all this, and it didn't hit. And Joe ended up doing it at the reward, where it's just Tiff and Joe together. Why not? And just maybe there's a perfect reason you're about to give me here, but why not plausible deniability? Why not, if you, Brett, me and you were together, you're like, hey, wow, Paul, I got like 6 votes last night. Were you one of them? No, me? Hell no, man. Even if I did vote for you, I'm like, no, absolutely not. Just deny. You're going to get 13 people all on the mountaintop to give you the truth. Like, just deny. That's only cost blood on my hands. Tiff said she respected that, Joe and Dragonside, all these people were telling her. I don't think I respect it. I would remember that forever. So why not just lie, Brett?
So I only saw her talking with Ozzy, and she seemed happy that Ozzy told her.
Yeah.
But look, I got voted for, and I had to go back to camp with those folks that voted for me. And I was like, hey, it's a game. I get it. It's no big deal. I'm not hunting people down that put my name down. It's the game of Survivor, right? Like that's what I'm saying with her. Like, she's not going to win this season. She wasn't going to win her season. She just doesn't. She's not playing the game correctly, and you don't attack people because they voted for you. There's reasons why people voted for you. Like, I don't know if you remember that episode, but it was like there was a lot of people that didn't want to put her name down. And the reason they didn't want to put her name down because they knew that she was going to come after them afterward.
Right. Yeah.
It's like that. I mean, nobody's saying that, but that's the truth. They knew she was going to be defensive about it. Look at this is the game of Survivor. You come back. Look at Hannah wrote my name down. Hannah wrote my name down. It's a game. Was I mad? Yeah. I'm not going to let her know that because I have to get through more votes with her, So
and you may be able to get her help at points.
So did you ever make it up, Brett? So for Hannah, right? Like if you're ever let's say you never got her back on the island and then you're just hanging out and you see a puddle, do you want to push her in it to sort of make it even? Say, hey, listen, that was for 33, you jerk.
No, Hannah, listen. Hannah and I love Hannah. Like we hang out all the time when she's in Boston. We're down the Cape.
Okay.
But no, she drove me mental out there. And I mean mental. She was tough to deal with, but I love her now. She's just great. Like we have a good time together. Look at it's a game. It's a game, and you have to put it in the back of your head. Like, I don't like that all. Like, I'm not gonna you voted for me, like you're not a good player. If you're gonna confront someone because they voted for you again, yeah, you can be mad about it. You can come home, you come back to the camp, and just go off, do whatever you need to do. But it's a game. You can't. You got to work with these people.
I'm a big fan.
The winners get over it. The winners get over it. You know,
I'm a big fan of loyal players. That's just the way I'm wired. Not that I can't appreciate, strategic players. Sari is playing an amazingly strategic game. Rizzo is in fantastic shape, and he's got alliances and all different. He's in cracks and crevices and has all people trusting him. I don't know why, other than a couple that don't really matter. So I love the strategic game players too. But I do lean towards the loyal players in terms of the players that I like. And now we've lost Colby, we've lost Coach. And now I think my boy Jonathan's in big trouble. I think Joe's trying to figure out a way out of this pickle because he's in trouble too. But Jonathan's in big trouble now based on the way the vote went down tonight, because now, like I said, that middle swell comes to life. Jonathan's core is falling apart, and they might be searching for lifeboats. Stephanie might be running for a lifeboat. People might be running for lifeboats here because they see the numbers. We don't have the numbers anymore. It can't be the Loyal Alliance anymore. It can't be the old schoolers anymore. We gotta find some cracks in this thing and find the people that we can lure over. And I think Joe even started to do that in the episode tonight by having that pasta meal with Tiffany when they won the challenge and trying to build a bond. And Boy Green mentions he tells her that he voted for her, but I think he's doing that to try to build that trust, because I think he actually feels like he needs Tiffany going forward, or he might be gone before too long because these loyal people are just falling left and right. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah.
Where do you land on that?
Yeah.
You like the loyal players, or you like the strategic players?
I'm old school, so I do like the loyal players. But strategy can be fun to watch too, But like when you're out there, it's tough to play with the strategic players sometimes because you can get nervous and not telling you the truth, So, but even Zeke, Zeke and I work together always. But it's like in the back of your mind, you're like, okay, what's going on here?
Right. Gets you before he gets me. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Type of a thing. So it never, thank God it never came up between me and Zeke. Me and Zeke, we really had a great connection out there. So that was never became an issue, but it definitely is in the back of your head, that at any moment this could go.
Quick straw poll among the three of us. All right. Okay. A double-edged question. All right. Okay. Give it a second to think.
A double duo question, perhaps?
Duo question. And a night of duos, a duo question. Okay.
All right.
And here it is. It's one end of the spectrum, other end of the spectrum, and you can only give one name. I know you're going to want to give 4 or 5, so do I. You got to give one. Player you want off this game most. Player you don't
voted out, you're saying?
Player you want off this game least. Voted out, off the game. Yeah, done. Finished. Eliminated next, or I want to see this player go much. I want to see this player keep playing. I love this player. I want this player in this game, blah, blah, blah. We all loved Coach, but that is done.
Yeah.
Nobody's voting for Coach tonight. So player I want to see most continue along for the foreseeable future. Player I want out right now. I am just sick and tired of this person. Get them the heck off the game. All right. Who's going first?
I'll jump in first. With all due respect, which again, as soon as you say that phrase, you're allowed to then say anything. That's just sort of the rules. Emily, flipping freaking kick rocks, lady. I want you gone yesterday. Get the hell out of here. Get off the island. Your flip-flop, which again is another tease to the next episode, but they've been teasing that all season, so I have no idea if that's going to mean anything whatsoever. Super annoying, and she was part of the coach vote too, so this is sort of a revenge thing as well. But yeah, for sure, Emily flipping, get the flipping out of here. Like, I just absolutely done with Emily. So I don't know if we're going through. Do you want me to go through my other one too, Lurch? Or are we going through the hate one first?
Okay. Let's go Emily first. I'm Emily also. I've been annoyed with her for weeks. I'm like, get her out of here. I want her out of here. Although Devens is rising up that list for me, and it's getting close. And I always loved Devens. I don't like him in this season this year. I'm just not loving him in this season. Who you got, Brett? Want out right now? Is it Emily?
Well, so I agree with you on Emily. I would be good with that, but I'm going to say Tiff, and it's not because I actually know people that know she's a great person, but I just don't think she plays a good game. Like, to me, it's like it's very confrontational. I don't like a confrontational game. That's not how you play Survivor. And I don't understand why she's back on this season. It doesn't make any sense to me because she was controversial in the first season. So
Cop's not in agreement here.
Derek the Cop, get Emily out of here. Good. Derek, you have great taste. That's 100% true. Get Emily out of here. All right. And now the other side.
Who do you want most to advance, to keep going? You say, keep this person in the game right to the end.
Basically, who we want to win, you're saying.
I suppose. That's not what I'm asking, though. I'm asking what player you want.
That's what you're asking.
You want to go on right now.
That I'm rooting for.
Too far away from the winner. Let's stay away from the winner, and let's talk about
Well, I
Likeable.
guess we start with Boy Green again, right? Go ahead, Boy
Yes.
Green.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm going to interpret this, despite what Lurch says. I'm going to interpret it the same way for both. To me, it's Suri. I think she's playing an excellent game. She passed the initial test at the beginning of Survivor, where it was her. Oh my God, Jenna. It was her or Jenna that was going to go home at the beginning. And that seemed to be, if everyone was just gung ho and you're just like, you know what, we're just going to stop this right now and get rid of her. That was their chance. Now that she's gotten her roots in and she has the social game in these relationships, and I think we talked about at the beginning of the season, maybe even preseason, like, who do we want to win? Who would be the cool story of Survivor season 50? She has the greatest resume of all time. We do this sports debate all the time. Who's the greatest team that never won a championship? Suri is the greatest Survivor player that hasn't won the title herself. She's done everything else. So she's who I'm rooting for. She's in a great position. I'm rooting for her the rest of the way. It's an easy thing to root for.
All right. Well, you know where I stand with the loyalists, so I'm just sticking with my loyalist friends. But I don't disagree with anything you just said about Suri. I'm going to take Jonathan, but I think he's in big, big trouble after tonight. Big trouble. But I like the game he brought to the island this year. I like the way he's played. But I think he's about to find out that he's losing power, and I want to see how he handles that going forward. But I like the way he's played, so I'm going to go John.
Okay.
Brett?
All right, fair enough. And I get a Boy Green, Suri. If she wins this, I'd be happy as a pig and shit because she's been trying forever. She's so great if you ever meet her, and like nothing would make me happy. She's like Sandra, and I tell people all the time, I go, if you meet Sandra, everyone says, how does Sandra win 2 seasons? I'm like, if you've ever met her and sat down with her for 5 minutes, you would know. She's a good person. And Suri's the same way. You talk to Suri, you're like, this woman's awesome. She's just likable from the minute you start talking to her. And she knows how to like talk to you and play and all that stuff. Suri's great. So I would love to see her win. But I got to say right now, and I'm watching this season, I'm seeing this edit. I think this is going to Ozzy. I think he's playing a great game. I think he's getting a great edit, and I honestly think Ozzy's going to win it.
Ozzy.
I would just say, for all the reasons I obviously spoke about Suri are all true. You could say a lot of the same things in a very different way, of course, because we're not championing his social game the same way we are Suri, but he's the original Jungle Boy. Like, he's a big reason Survivor was this big success. He's this iconic character. It's won immunity challenges, and he does the Survivor-y things that Rizzo's like, yeah, that stuff sucks. So, Ozzy does all that cool stuff. So to see him, again, the Survivor legend and icon, to get the win, to cement the legacy and to put him on Mount Rushmores and stuff, that would be super cool. I could say that for sure.
He's such a bad strategy guy, but this year, even though his strategy is not great, after all, he was going to vote the Devens way until Suri told him what to do. And he's like, oh, of course. Thank God for Suri, right? Everybody's like, thank God for Suri. It's like, this is exactly why Suri needs to go home because she is leading these people. And they're all just, Aubrey literally said on the show tonight, I'm getting on Suri's coattails here. She's smart. And that is like the curse of death. That person's smart. They're strategic. Get him out now before they cut your throat. But instead, everybody's saying, let me ride on Suri's coattails here. She's brilliant. Let me just stay right behind her. Like, if you do, guess what? When you get to the end, everybody's voting for Suri. What the heck have you done besides ride her coattails? It's dope. Right. That's not a strategy.
Yeah, I think Suri's setting herself up. She's in a good shape. I could see that happening. I could see her winning this. And honestly, I'd love it. I think Survivor would love it too. So
I was going to say, I wrote that down in my notes tonight. I was like, if Suri wins this season, if you are a true Survivor fan and have appreciated as long as we have, and so many out there have watched every season or nearly every season, if Suri wins, you can't feel bad because it's a good story. With all of the tries that she's had, all right, and that she finally gets it done in 50, and the way she's done it, it really has been a stroke of brilliance. Whether she can continue to play this game and continue to pull the strings like a puppet master and nobody even knows it's happening, that's the beauty of it, is phenomenal. And she is a phenomenal social player. Phenomenal.
And a phenomenal social player. And if you sat with her for 5 minutes, you'd love her. She's a good person. I'll tell you, if she wins this season, you won't see me complain. I'd be happy for her.
Yeah, and she's going to be, I don't know if I haven't met the woman, so I don't know what her feeling is on this, but she's going to be on every Survivor commercial till the end of time. Jeff loves to bring up, and I don't mean this in any derogatory way, that she got off the couch. She was the original person that got off the couch and said, you know what, I'm going to give the Survivor thing a try. And for that person to go through all the trials and tribulations, the very unique ways that she's unfortunately been eliminated and hasn't gotten the $1 million, to then overcome all of that, to get it on season 50 with all these incredible icons and legends, like, man, that would be a phenomenal story. And I imagine Jeff will scream that until he can't scream anything anymore for the rest of time. So that'll be really interesting. Bret, one of the cool things that we do when we get to have you on the show is, of course, just recap the juicy things that happened. But you were out on the island, so I was curious as I was watching the challenge tonight, when they give you like 1 million instructions, hey, jump over this, dig over this, untie yourself and throw yourself in a straitjacket and jump through and snake through this, like, and they give you 1 million instructions and then solve the puzzle at the end to finish it all. Like, do you just have to remember all of that? If in the middle you forget, do you like ask Jeff? Is there some other person on the side that's like, hey, buddy, you got to go over the hill and then spin around 3 times and come back?
No,
like, how do you keep all that straight?
Well, you don't have to, because if you screw it up, Jeff yells at you and you got to go back and figure it out. So, but I mean, you got to figure it out because, you know, you're in a race. But
so Jeff kind of moderates. It's not.
Oh yeah, he'll.
There's not some other person that's walking around.
Like if somebody, like, I don't know, something happened tonight, I think. But yeah, if you like go around it, like, no, you got to go over that, go back. You know, you're not good. So they call it right out.
But that's only, so you're saying that's only Jeff, though, that's monitored. There's no other side people like, hey, remember, you can't go under that rope. You have to go.
He's got an earpiece in, so they might be telling him, Jeff.
Right, they might be saying stuff to him. Hey, somebody tell that, and then he just has it. Okay. Yeah, but so he's essentially the referee. He is
exactly. But they walk you through it pretty good, and you can ask questions, so you pretty much have a good
the run through, which is what you've talked about before, Bret, is we just see, hey, huddle up, here's what happens, boom, go out there. But what actually happens on the edit versus what they do, walk you through every piece of the challenge. We talked about this in the past,
you know what's
but worth bringing back up. They do bring you through every leg, and you said you have opportunities to ask questions or whatever. Can you walk through that process again?
Yeah. They walk you through everything, but somebody always screws up, and then Jeff will just yell and say, "You gotta go, you gotta go around, or you gotta do this." So,
okay,
yeah. Got anything else on your list, Boy Green? And before I talk about coming attractions, what next week looks like, there was a couple of interesting things that came up there.
Yeah, a couple of other random things. So, like, you know, I just noted it while it was happening, but I said, maybe that's not going to mean anything. So Tiff and Joe, because they got to the final leg of the challenge where 3 teams made it in, and they're all fighting for immunity. And Tiff and Joe look like, bubbling idiots. Like, geez, they're clearly out of the race. And Jeff's like, good Lord, they're in so far last place, I can barely even see them.
And then get that ball with the 2 spoons.
With the 2, and then grab it. And then they eventually get into it, but they seem so far behind. But as Tiff and Joe get up to the puzzle board, Tiff is mic'd up, or however they do it. They have boom mic operators, or however it all works with you guys. And she goes, "It ain't over yet." And I'm like, did they just plant that egg in there as this motivational thing that, you know, she said, "It ain't over yet." And then they end up winning it, and they go back and said, "Hey, remember what she said?" As soon as they came up to it, that'll be a cool thing to play. Do you like stuff like that? Some other people say that, like, you know, that spoils some of it because that's sort of predictive. Why would they put that in there unless that would have meant something? But it doesn't always. Do you have any problems with any of that from an editing perspective, Bret?
No, I mean they do what they do, you know.
It's a TV show. I mean, you got to remember.
Yeah.
I mean, they're trying to get they're trying to get people to talk about it and do whatever. So, but I mean, I feel like I'm beating up on Tiff too, but she, you know, she is good TV. I understand why she's on it, but sometimes I just question. Yeah, I don't love the way she plays. That's all, you know.
Okay, you're a Riz God whisperer. So what did you make of that? And then Jeff called it out. So Devens appears to like up another Devens. He finds another idol up his keister. Okay, here you go. And in the middle of all the craziness, now people start going like, "Oh man, is this real?" And there's a lot of actual strategy going on. And Rizzo in the middle of it gets up, walks over to Devens, says, "Congrats on number 6, buddy. Like, that's your 6th idol you found on the island in all your history." And Jeff goes, "Did we just have a fanboy moment over there? Did you like that from Rizzo in the middle of him giving props in the middle of all this chaos, like a fist bump? Nice, Devens. Nice job, buddy."
Well, it's funny when that aired. I was in the Uber on the ride trying to get back here so I could do this.
Yeah.
But I was watching it, and I thought Rizzo was kind of calling out Devens bullshit. Like I thought he was saying this isn't real, and I was like, good on him. But I must have. Is that not what happened?
No. It seemed like, it seemed like he was giving him praise. It didn't seem like he was calling him out like, you fake son of a gun. Like, because like he did it, and then he walked back to his seat, and then they cut to Jeff, goes, did we just get a fanboy moment? And then like there's sort of like a light laugh. So I thought it was just Rizzo because he is a self-proclaimed super fan of the show, and he sort of marks that history and wants to be like the best of all time and all this other stuff he says. I was just curious if like, because I think sometimes, we've had a lot of people, especially in the new era, which is Brett's favorite, is we had a lot of people that applied to the show that just say, oh, I'm a super fan. I've watched like every season 75 times and I know everything and all this stuff. And then you get them on the island. You're like, oh, wow, it doesn't look like you've watched a single episode. Or like the nerdy stuff is almost like a turnoff. Like it's almost like this is going to sound weird, but like they want it too much. Like, I don't know, there just seems something almost inauthentic, like a Survivor resume and that sort of thing in the new era. Yeah. So I just wasn't sure if you got any of that vibe.
No, I mean, I guess I misinterpreted it. I thought he was calling him out because he knew it was bullshit. But
But he did. I guess that's the other part we could go with Rizzo calling out bullshit, right? So, Chrissy apparently wants to get rid of Rizzo. But what some of these people on the island are apparently having terrible awareness of who they're telling. Chrissy says that to Suri. Suri is super close to Rizzo, immediately shares that information with Rizzo. Rizzo's like, there's a small part of me that wants to get up right now and go to Chrissy and start some bleep and like do it like, let's go right now, lady. What did you just say? And turn it into this thing that didn't. But we've also seen that throughout the season of like people saying, hey, Christian, I think we should get rid of that Devens guy. Christian's like, that's my number one ally, you idiot. Why did you just tell me that? It doesn't make any sense. So we've had a little bit of that action going on. So Rizzo apparently was just close to calling out Chrissy, so we could have gotten some drama. He probably knows for the better that keeping that on the down low so he doesn't raise his threat level or raise any noise because anything could send you home out there. Maybe that's why. But yeah, we did get almost some of that drama you're seeking, Brett.
Yeah. I'd be fine if Rizzo went home. Although I have him, so I
was just about to say, Brett, you have him on your fantasy
board here. 2, 2, and 2. At least I feel vindicated.
I'm actually shocked at how well he's playing. I really am. Like he's
playing phenomenal.
So Manchild,
appreciated.
Yeah, so maybe you can refresh this because first off, I want to give a shout out to everyone who's watching. We got 400 people in the room. Thank you so much, everybody, for checking out our Survivor Recap show. Again, that's youtube.com/@MC Show Digital. This is every single Wednesday. This is not just a random one-off where 3 random guys came together here. We do this every Wednesday night. We've been doing this for many years, and for the first year ever in a visual form. So, Manchild, run us through here and explain to the folks. This is a Survivor Fantasy Draft we did way back at the beginning of the season, and each of the tribes or castaways that we have are part of our team. So go ahead and walk us through what we have left and sort of what's happened so far. I think the fans
I'm generally pathetic in this. I've never won. Brett has won the most times. Boy Green has snuck in a couple over all the years that we've done this. But so and I think I don't know how you laid out the board, so I'm not 100% sure whether it actually is.
It is not in order. No.
But we've all lost 2 players now. I've lost Genevieve and Mike White. I only have Christian and Joe left. And in all honesty, Christian is probably my only hope, and I don't know. Things have to shift and change. He's been getting a very good edit, but I don't know if he's going to find himself there at the end and capable of winning in this game at the moment. But he's definitely still in the mix. Brett is looking good. Even though he's lost Colby and Charlie, Rizzo is playing outstanding, and I agree with 100%. Him. Ozzy is in an excellent position. He's getting – the good thing about Ozzy, even though he's a bad strategy guy, and I meant to say this earlier, so let me say it now. Even though he's a bad strategy guy, info is coming to him this season. That's always a good
connections.
When flow comes to you, you don't even have to go seek information. The people are running to you and saying, hey, Ozzy, we heard this and we heard this. Oh, okay. Hey, did you hear this? Right. You know, Sari comes back. Ozzy's right in on the conversation. Sari lets him right in there. So Ozzy is collecting information very, very well. That makes him a very powerful player, even though he's a lousy strategian in this game. And then Boy Green's
whoa. Before we go through, just on Brett, he lost Colby and Charlie. He has Ozzy and Rizzo left. Just to explain to the people.
All right. And then Dragon Slayer and D are gone from Boy Green's team. He's gone back-to-back weeks streaks now. Boy Green had no blemishes, and now there's massive blood on his board with those red X's. But he's still got Rick Devens, and perhaps right now might be the favorite, Sari. So,
baby.
I'm feeling better about your boards than mine as usual, but I guess I'm still in the game. So we'll see how long I can hang in there.
Is that ever going to change, Lurch? Like maybe literally Krishna Joe is going to win the season, but when are you ever going to get this team that you feel good about throughout the entire season?
To be honest with you, I think it was the season before last, the one with Joe's season, right? So that's 2 seasons ago, right? I think that's 48.
48, correct.
Yep. I had both Joe and the lady that was the girl who was his best buddy there. I always forget her name. With the autism, the girl with the autism.
Ava.
Ava. I had both Joe and Ava. They were in the final 4. I had 2 in the final 4, and I still couldn't get the job done. So,
even 2 in the final 3, right? Didn't Joe make it to final 3, or did he not?
It might be final 3, 2 of the final 3. And I lose. I always lose. I always lose. But
honestly, I think if Joe didn't win tonight, that they would have gone home.
Possible.
So I think Lurch.
Yes, they would have had a target for sure.
Yeah, I definitely think you.
They were in danger. They would definitely.
And I want to say. The Rizzo thing, I actually kind of take it back. I actually do enjoy Rizzo. I'm still furious they had 3 people from the last season, so he falls into that. But.
Yeah, he falls
100%. Yeah, right. It is, but shout out again. I've been super impressed with Rizzo.
Same. He's playing a good game.
He's playing a great game. He's been able to assimilate in a way that Savannah wasn't. And Savannah seems like this. Maybe she's just too intense. I don't know what it is about her. I've never met her in person, but like that, he's been able to assimilate. No one knows anything about him. But like a player like Sari, that is like a veteran, has taken him under his wing, and a little bit vice versa there. And that he's just been able to develop these good relationships with people he only knows from television and maybe meeting at a random signing, which he's shown pictures of Sari. But with all due respect, I don't think Sari remembers random 13-year-old Rizzo. So I don't know how much that could have possibly played. She'll be nice and say, oh, yeah. Hey, do you remember when I met you 30 years ago? Yeah, sure. Yeah. She definitely doesn't. But, maybe that's something. I don't know. But it was super impressive for him to be able to sink his teeth in as he is. So you should feel very good about him too, Brad, of potentially making a deep run here. We'll see.
Yeah, and I think like you said, he's playing a good game, and I mean, I feel bad. I mean, it looks like playing 2 in a row. He looks thin, man. He does not.
Oh yeah, for sure. Right. He said he had a week or 2 weeks or something in between shooting.
Usually you get about 2 to 3 weeks off.
Yeah. No, not at all.
You want to put weight back on gradually after you get off the game. When you say that, Brad, I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
You don't just
if you don't have
and boom.
Because Zeke went right back out there after my season, and you just don't have enough time to decompress or to gain weight.
What about the pregame? So is it better to and I've been thinking about this. Not that I'm apparently ever going to make it on, but if I ever do, I don't know which strategy you do. I'll keep applying for 1,000 years. But yes, so that's what I was just going to ask. Do you gorge yourself and eat litter everything, and you're just
because you want to be as possible? You want to have as much fat on you as you can.
Okay, because I've heard other people say that, hey, I slowly weaned myself off, and maybe I'm making this up. So I've heard other survivors say this. Yeah, where maybe normally in your life you eat 4 bowls of rice a day, but then you're going on Survivor, so then you cut it down to 3, 2, 1, and you're more used to having less food. And they said, that's better. To me, I thought the opposite. I was like, man, I'm going to eat everything in sight, and then when I'm there, I'm going to have some fat to work off of while I'm out there on the island. So it's definitely gorge yourself there, Brett.
100%. So Jeremy said, start weaning yourself off. Don't you talk to Dr. Joe, he was on this season.
Yep.
And he's like, no, the people that are overweight do the best out here. You know what I mean? Like you want to have, because you want to just start burning fat, it's just you get reserved. You're not as hungry, as everyone else. And the people that are muscular and they don't do well at all out there.
Yeah, they get weak faster.
Oh
right?
yeah,
big time. They get weak faster.
What's his name?
Joe.
No,
Jonathan.
Jonathan. Yeah, Jonathan's so in good shape. He's in pain out there
because he needs to eat.
Yes. Okay. He needs protein. He's not getting
the food.
Well, I just want you boys to know this: that if I ever make it on Survivor and you see my blubbery body on there, that is specifically It's specifically for Survivor. That's not how I
It's
normally roll through life. That's
Right.
not how I penguin waddle my ass through life. It's specifically for the game. I just want you guys to know that that's the truth. He said,
Like what Tom Hanks and De Niro do for movies. You know, they just they play the character board green. They got
method acting. Method.
Yeah. So many people starve themselves before going on Survivor, and you just shouldn't do it.
It's a bad idea.
Just go out there.
Yeah.
Just go.
Keep
just
eating.
Go.
All right, great.
All right, we'll finish up with coming attractions. Stephanie apparently very angry, Brett, in the coming attractions about the way things went down in this vote. Let's start with that one. What's Stephanie going to be like on the warpath here? We saw Coach on the warpath. Worked out pretty well, at least for one vote. Stephanie on the warpath. Where's this go?
I don't know. That'll be interesting to see where that goes. I don't think I never think warpath is good. Warpath is never good. You want to be good. You want to keep that. Don't let people know how you feel.
Level.
Yeah.
Level-headed is the way to go.
Exactly.
And I'm sure you loved this in the coming attractions, Brett. Jeff Probst getting involved somehow, some way in a challenge. Was the old, wind it up.
The hand crank. Yeah.
So we're not sure what that was, whether Jeff actually participated in the challenge, whether he was trying to prove some kind of point. We're not quite sure from the coming attractions. We're going to find out. What's your thoughts on Jeff getting involved here? A little hands-on for Jeff Probst.
I'm sure it's a 5-minute snippet, but I'm sure it has nothing to do with the actual challenge.
Okay. You don't believe it. You don't think he's getting in on it.
No.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to judge it till we see it because, I don't know. But I'm looking forward to
I think it'd be fun if he was in a challenge with everyone. I think that'd be kind of fun to watch.
That would be.
That'd be if they could win food or something, if he loses, that would be fun.
That's what my fiance was saying when she was watching. I said, "Oh, do you think they could sort of challenge him, make him instead of sleeping in his posh place wherever he is, you flip it, and he has to do stuff Survivor style." So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, that'd be fun. We'll see.
I was gonna say, how old is Jeff? I'm thinking he's in his 50s. Do either of you know how old he is? I just looked it up.
I don't know. Maybe 60s, probably.
Yeah, 60s.
64. Jeff is
60. Oh, that's older than I thought. I was going to say 62. But damn.
Yeah, just Google it.
He gave it. He gave it a goog.
64.
Gave it a goog. Wow.
64.
Jeff's actually. He
keeps himself in great shape. It appears.
He's a good guy, but I give him a lot of shit from.
And how often do you talk to old Jeff there, Brett?
What's that?
I said, how often do you get to talk to Jeff?
Oh, I don't talk to him anymore. I will say, no. When you're airing, he'll talk to you. When you're
of course,
Brian. But after that, he wants nothing to do with you until they call you back. Yeah, he's which is funny because on Amazing Race, what's his name? Great
Lurch
guy.
would know. Who's the host? Yeah, who's?
Oh yeah. Oh gosh. Oh yeah. It's right on the tip of my tongue.
Let me Google it. All right.
Ask me for it. Oh, it's so terrible.
He's a great guy, and he's a great guy, and
Phil
Kogan. Phil Keegan. Yeah, he'll hang out with you. He'll drink beers with you.
Cool.
He'll follow you on
Phil's
Instagram.
fun, huh?
He's great.
Phil's
a great guy.
Cool.
Phil's a great guy. Totally different from Jeff, and they've been doing the shows about the same amount of time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
A lot of seasons.
But Phil's just more personable.
Okay.
Last one. I don't know if any of you are turned on by this, but Coach at Tribal Council, as he was getting ready to say goodbye, quoted the great explorer, the Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan, who once explored the East Indies and discovered the Strait of Magellan. And he gave a Magellan quote, which was very, very pithy on his way out. We saw the Colby tearjerker. Were you moved by Coach's
What was the quote?
What was the quote,
Lurch?
It was too long. I couldn't write it down. It was like 3 sentences. I couldn't type that fast. I wish I could grab that quote, but it was really good. Really good.
I did not tear jerk over it, but I love Coach. And
no teary-eyed
any crazy analogy from Coach I love. So it was great.
And of course, he was haikuing again on the laying in the hammock. He was haikuing to himself, not out loud.
But shame on Chrissy for shutting him up because he could have saved them. I think
Coach would have sniffed it out. I think he would have at least realized that something was going on.
Chrissy is she thinks that she's smarter than everyone, and I like Chris. Chrissy's a sweetheart, but she thinks that she's smarter than everyone. So she's like. She's going to tell Coach, hey, you sit in the hammock, I'll handle this. And she probably didn't handle it. She should have had Coach out doing some work too.
Well, it's the old, you think you have a read on people. Clearly, she didn't have a read at all on Sari because, she had no idea that Sari was in bed with Rizzo and has been in bed with Rizzo for quite a while. And that's
I know
that awareness. Are you paying attention to who's talking to who and how votes are going and how this is all playing out? Boy, isn't it a little coincidental here that Rizzo and Sari are always on the same page here? Might be an indication. That's why I think it's so important to pay attention to the votes. Let me ask you this. I've never asked you this question before, Brett, and I can't believe I had in all these years we've done it. Do you try to figure out, well, of course you try to figure out, but are you able to figure out whose handwriting is who so that you know exactly whose vote is who? Or do the contestants do a good job of kind of hiding who they are? Because, we all know, like, sometimes women, they write a little more circular, these little hearts and the little things that they sometimes put on there, not to stereotype women, but like there are some attributes that perhaps you can dope out. Plus, maybe, I don't know, do you see them writing anything anyway, somehow, even if they're writing in the sand? They say, okay, oh, that's him. He's the one that writes really small. Oh, he's the one that writes really big. Were you ever able to dope any of that out? Or did you always have to find out?
No, it's actually very hard because you don't get to
hard?
see anyone's handwriting. You try to figure it out. And usually you can figure out who's voting for who. So you can kind of go, oh, that's Jessica's handwriting because I remember she voted for David. So you might kind of figure some stuff out, especially if there's only two. If there's two votes for somebody, you're like, oh, okay, I know who voted for them, so that's
I know them now.
Yeah, but it's very tough to kind of.
Did you ever purposely disguise your handwriting?
See, that's what I was just about to say. What if you're cognizant that people made you that, so you just write like an idiot?
You know what? I was one of the two last time. Let me write it like lefty this time, and it's just going to look weird.
I am a lefty. If you watch season 33, anytime the handwriting's horrible, it's me, because my handwriting is horrible. And so
we'll have to go back and watch. I've watched that season many times. I'll have to go back and try to identify your, heck, we have all these survivors, right? We had a survivor a few seasons ago practicing puzzles and things that were done on Survivor.
Yeah, Carson, was it? Yeah,
Carson,
the rocket scientist. Yeah.
So why couldn't you, study handwriting,
Yeah,
and
with
and
Carolyn and Jam. Yeah.
Correct.
Carson might have been, for new schoolers, Carson might have been a good person to come back.
That was a fun one, 3D printing, and he did all that stuff.
Yeah,
he was surprisingly physical. You think he's this nerd that he takes off his shirt, like, whoa.
I mean, that's somebody I would take over some of the people they have out there from new school.
That's true.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, boys. Final thoughts, if you have any. Another was episode 8 in the books. This thing's gonna wrap up towards the end of May. May 20th, I think, is the last episode.
So we're halfway through, is what Dalton tweeted, or Dalton Ross of Entertainment Weekly tweeted earlier today. We're now officially halfway through Survivor 50. Again, we don't have to do this every single time that this sort of gets brought up, but we've hyped up season 50 for a long time. There's been some things I've loved. There's been some things I've hated, but at least it's been interesting to talk about. I don't think we've had, and maybe I'm prisoner of the moment here, I don't remember a boring episode like, wow, that just sucked. There was absolutely nothing interesting in that episode. Whether I hate it or love it, there's something to talk about on the show every week, which is really compelling. So more of that, please.
Hey, and no comment on my Boston shirt tonight, there, Brett.
No, I love it. I love it.
It's hard to see.
The marathon this
weekend. 617 right there.
I like
Boston
it.
Strong.
I like
Very
it.
Nice. Yeah.
You get the skyline
for the
right
Boston
there.
Marathon, yeah. Because the marathon's this week. My God, it's going to be a long day.
By the way, what's
that? You do the marathon, right? You take care of that.
What's that back there, Lurch? Like, I see normally you have a jersey back there. What is that behind your left shoulder there? What did you end up putting back there?
That's always there, Boy Green. I just put the jerseys over that. That's it's like a sportsy.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if you found like some Survivor thing, but it was sort of hidden. Okay.
I haven't really worked up a serious Survivor set.
Some tiki torches or something.
We're back next season. I think there will be a completely different set behind me.
Wow. Okay.
So I've kind of been thinking about it, but it's all about
spoiler alert.
Is it worth the
that's
and all the things that I got to do, the gyrating that I got to do? But I probably will.
TBD.
So. I like that kind of stuff. I like that.
Yeah.
Set a mood. I like setting the mood. You see my lights, right?
Very nice.
I love the shirt. I didn't even see that, Lurch. I apologize.
Well, it's kind of out of the screen.
It is, and he's got like the headline and names. It was a hidden. It's there you go.
It's a subtle thing. It's the little things,
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, but go ahead, Brett.
So I would say that this to me is my least favorite episode. of this
Okay,
whole
so
season
far this
because
season.
I don't like the twist. I don't like it, and I don't believe that the fans voted for it. I just don't. I don't buy
So
it.
you weren't part of the 63%, Brett, is what you're saying?
No,
You voted?
who would vote for this? Who
I
would
don't
vote
know.
for this? Yeah.
And I mean, one thing we know is still coming too. It wasn't in this coming attraction, so I'm going to assume they're going to tease it before it comes. But we're going to see the Beast, the YouTube
Mr. Beast,
sensation,
right?
Mr.
Yeah.
Beast.
Yeah.
Is gonna make
And that's
it
going to piss off a lot of
and he is on the island. We've seen clips where he's physically on the island, so he is
Right.
doing something out there.
And it
physically.
looks like, if I remember correctly, and this is going to probably piss more people off because I value this thing so much in Survivor, is the auction. I love the auction. It seems like, if we were to believe the edits, randomly at some point, Jeff just points off camera and says, well, we've got another item. And they're like, what? And then Mr. Beast just pops up with that weird briefcase thing. So I don't know what the hell that means, but I love the auction every year. So hopefully this doesn't ruin it. But
Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope.
Shall see. All right, gentlemen, another one in the books. Thanks again, Bret, for getting back from that party. Hope you had a good time.
Yeah, sorry I was a little late, guys. But
no, not at all.
Hope all of you had a good time. I do want to make sure I'll try and mention this guy along the way, but we have a wonderful intern by the name of Luke Baker who puts together our shorts for our Survivor recap show. So not only do you get the recap show, but we always get several shorts during the week. So make sure you subscribe to our channel right there at MC Show Digital on YouTube. You see the link right there. You subscribe and you click the notifications when we put out shorts, like our Survivor shorts, pieces from this episode, along with some cool video edits. He's really a magician of video editing, our friend Luke Baker, our intern. So I want to give him some kudos. He's been working Survivor now for a couple of seasons with us now and is doing a phenomenal job. And as a matter of fact, he's getting ready to graduate this May. I was just
congratulations.
talking to him the other day up at SUNY Oswego where I teach. And yeah, he's about to graduate. He's got weeks away. He says, I'm absolutely in through the end of the season. I looked up for him when the last episode was. It's past graduation. He says, I'm still doing it. I'm sticking with you guys. You guys have been great.
But this is his last season, though.
It might be. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, he did a great job with the Applebee's cut.
That was hilarious.
Cool. Yeah, Bret hating Applebee's. That was fantastic. Yes.
I thought he did a great job with that. That was funny.
It's been cool to see the Survivor interactions. We've gotten some Dragon Slayer interactions on Instagram where he's shouting you out, Brett, in the comments section, which I thought was really cool. So I've seen Dragon Slayer out there and a few other survivors whenever they're mentioned on the show. So pretty cool.
Dragon Slayer shouted me out.
Yeah. Apparently,
reacting to our shorts. He's been
commenting, and he said something to you on, I think, the most recent one or the one before. He was asking you something or saying something to you.
I didn't even see that.
Get on social, Brett. Check it out, man.
Hit up the gram, Brett.
I know. I'm not a good social media person.
Yeah, I know.
But I like that short with the Applebee's, so I think I shared that, and I shared a couple other ones when I see it. I'm just really bad at social media.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, yeah, live and learn. Right? Live and learn. I used to be bad too. Now this is what I do.
I know. I hear you. I'll get better at it.
Unfortunately, Brett, Dragon Slayer has a lot more time on his hands. So
I love Dragon. I'm so bummed out. He's such a good guy.
It sucks.
Yeah, that sucks.
But I do like the boy Green.
I was like, if Dragon Slayer won, I would be so excited because
that would have been so cool. It would have been the greatest thing of all time. But no, go ahead, Lurch. What'd you say?
No, I was saying I'm glad you lost another guy though. So at least we're all even. We're all even Steven now. Okay. As bad as I feel about my team, at least at this point, it's level.
Oh, we're even. Yeah, that's true.
Lurch. He was cocky for a while, Lurch.
Oh yeah. Oh, he was very cocky. And I had 2 out. He had none.
That disappeared very quick.
Yours fell, and he was like, "Oh, you guys, you don't know anything." Now.
So wait 1 second before we go. So let's see. So we had 13 at the beginning, 2 people eliminated. So we're down to 11, and we have 6 of the 11. So we have over half of the field. So let's hope it works out.
Let's hope it works out. Only one season. It was last season.
Listen, we've always had one of us has always had the winner. So it's gonna
except for last season. We missed it last season.
Shit, that's right.
49.
Yeah.
We broke our streak, Brett. We broke our streak.
Really, I blame you, Manchild.
Close though. We got damn close.
We did get damn close. But really, Brett, we've held our weight. We've picked winners. Lurch is the one that ended the streak, not us. I don't put any of the blame on us.
I'm the Bill Buckner of this group, right? I'm the Bill Buckner of this group. I'm sorry. I have to be the Bill Buckner.
1985. Do not bring up Bill Buckner.
86, man. 86.
Was it 86? I know. I was.
I'll be wearing my Mets jersey, okay?
Unnecessary. Not necessary.
I was 12. I'll never forget that.
Yeah,
right through his legs.
Yeah,
poor guy couldn't come to Boston after that.
Yeah. He's no longer with us, Brett.
I know. I mean, I just always felt bad because he was like People were bullshitting the poor guy.
Poor guy.
What are we
Yeah.
gonna do, you know?
Well, Brett, I do have an autographed Bill Buckner bat and ball. I did
Of
get
course,
both of
because the
those
Mets
things
love him, right?
before
Yeah,
he
right.
passed. If you would like, I would pass them on to you. If they would be meaningful to you, I can pass them on to you if you'd like them.
It would be tough
Be a
for
gift,
me
you
to
know,
take
wonderful.
that.
Do you have a
I mean,
fireplace in the house, Brett? Do you need some logs, some wood?
I know Mets fans love Bill Buckner.
Oh,
but
yes, we do.
he's
Yes,
just
we
not
do.
loved here in Boston, which is
Definitely
sad
not.
because we did lose him. But
Yeah, well, yeah. That's
And where I met him actually is he came here to Syracuse a number of years back, and he came. We have the Syracuse Mets here, which is the farm team for the New York Mets, the AAA team. And he came in for an appearance to the Syracuse Mets. I was like, how did they get Buckner to come here?
That's
My
right.
God, Bill. I mean,
Right.
don't you want to get past this, man? Don't
Guy,
go to a
one
Mets
mistake.
affiliate, in the minor leagues.
That's all it
everybody in the
takes.
ballpark is saying the same thing to you. Can you autograph my ball? Whoops, went through my legs or something like that. He was actually, in all honesty,
Okay.
and I've said
Great
this
guy,
time and
right?
time again. We do sports content really is our primary. And I've said it time and time again. Number one, Bill Buckner doesn't deserve that because he was a terrific baseball player and had a terrific career. So he doesn't really.
I know people that have met him and they say he was a great guy.
He is. And here I am meeting him well after the fact. Okay. And he's at the Syracuse Mets, right? Where everybody's razzing him. And I'm having an intelligent conversation with him. My son's standing next to me. My son was a little kid at the time. And he was just so nice and pleasant about it and was not at all bothered by the idea of, me kind of teasing him a little and having a little fun with it. He was great. He was really, really great. So he took it all in stride, but he just doesn't deserve for that stamp to be what everyone wants to remember about him because he did so many good things in baseball. So I just want to say
No, I agree. And everyone I've ever met that knows him, it said he was a great guy, and it just sucks that all happened. But I mean, it was like it's 100 years. It was 100 years that we hadn't won. So
Yeah.
Hey man,
So
I let about 5 or 6 go through my legs during my little league years. Nobody ever tells me anything about
That's
it.
a good point.
I know.
Right? I'm the only one.
Fair enough.
All right. For Bret LaBelle, for Boy Green, it's the Manchild saying we will see you again next week, folks. Thanks so much for tuning in. Take care.